Merry Christmas.
Young folks, old folks, everybody come to Kids Club and have a lot of fun. Please check your chewing gum and raisins at the door, and we'll tell you Bible stories that you never heard before. Hello, children. I'm Pastor Ted. Get ready. I'm going to read the Bible. You're going to hear a story. We have a very special Bible story. It is the story of the birth of Jesus as we find it in the Gospel according to St. Luke. In those days, a decree went out from Emperor Augustus that all the world would be registered. This was the first registration and was taken while Quirinius was governor of Syria. All went to their own towns to be registered. Joseph also went from the town of Nazareth to Galilee in Judea to the city of David called Bethlehem, because he was descended from the house and family of King David. Joseph went to be registered with Mary, to whom he was engaged and who was expecting a child. While they were there, the time came for her to deliver her child, and she gave birth to her firstborn son, and wrapped him in bands of cloth, and laid him in a manger, because there was no place for them in the inn. Mary and Joseph didn't have any reservation at an inn, and so they had to go to a barn. And when the baby Jesus was born, they couldn't put him in a cradle. They put him in a manger. That's a big box with hay in it. And the cow came over to eat the hay, and oh my goodness, there was a baby in the cow's manger. But the cow was happy because the cow could see a baby in the manger. Well, it's a story about Jesus getting born, and we remind ourselves of this story every year at Christmas time. Young folks, old folks, everybody come to Kids Club and have a lot of fun. Please check your chewing gum and raisins at the door, and we'll tell you Bible stories that you never heard before. Goodbye, kids.
Hi, boys and girls. Happy Christmas Eve 2020. So Pastor Ted was very good about giving us the Bible story today, talking about the birth of Jesus and how Mary and Joseph traveled a long distance from Nazareth to Bethlehem for this census, and they got there and there was no room in the inn. And so they had to go out to the stable to get comfortable, and that's where Mary had her baby. So I brought with me a nativity. And a nativity is a display to kind of show the birth of Jesus. And another word for it is creche. So we have here, it's a stable. So it's where the animals lived. So you've got the sheep and the camels and the donkeys and such. And so we have in the story then, Mary, and we learned about Mary 2 weeks ago, and Mary was told by Angel Gabriel that she was going to get pregnant in a special way, and that the Holy Spirit was going to cause her to be pregnant with God's child, and he would be named Jesus, and he would be a special child and would come down to save the world. And Mary, who was a favored one of Jesus, agreed to do that, even though there were some concerns in biblical time about her being pregnant and not married. So we've got Mary here, okay, and Mary was joined by Joseph, and Joseph was her righteous husband. And he at one point decided that he was going to just quietly divorce her and leave her to raise the child by herself. And then he was visited by Angel Gabriel, or actually he was visited by an unnamed angel. And that angel said that this baby is a very special baby, and that it is Joseph's job to help raise him. And so Joseph, being the righteous man and always wanting to follow God's messages, said, okay. And so he stayed with Mary. And so they're in this manger. They've gone to Bethlehem. She is now giving birth in this manger, and she gives birth, she's giving birth in a stable, and there's nowhere to lay baby Jesus, and so she puts him in a manger. Now, a manger is kind of like a trough. It's like where you would find like the feed for the animals, or maybe even their water. And so he's on hay, and he's not very comfortable either. It's kind of scratchy. So that's all the places that she has to lay her baby. This special baby that's born on Christmas Eve. And we are just so amazed at all of these things that he is going to do, because we know of all the good works that are coming down from him. So as you can see, there's a couple people that are missing from our nativity. And as of today, we are going to stop here, and we are going to continue with the nativity on the 27th. And then on Epiphany, we are going to have another visit by some people in our nativity. And so you'll have to stay tuned for that. So you can go back to the Kids Club pages. There's no new pages for this. There's a whole slew of pages for Christmas Eve. There will be no new ones for the 27th, because there's plenty for Christmas Eve. So please go back. There's some craft project in that, and enjoy yourself. Have a safe and healthy gathering with your family, and we will see you next time. Merry Christmas, boys and girls.